Bears training camp is almost here, and on today's show, we're going to take a look at 8 training camp battles to watch as there's starting jobs on the line, depth roles on the line for the 2025 Bears. My name is Harrison Graham. Let's jump on in. This is not necessarily in order of most to least important, although this probably is the most important one on this list. That is left tackle, because A, it's one of the only true starting positions up for grabs, even though Ben Johnson has said there's no depth chart. We know who most of the starters are. And B, it's a critical position of importance. It's Caleb Williams' blind side, and you've got the incumbent in Braxton Jones. You've got the kind of hot, exciting new rookie everybody's amped to see in Ozzie Trapillo, and you got kind of the unknown, the mysterious Karan Amagaji entering year 2. Him and Trapillo split reps during minicamp and OTAs as Braxton Jones has been rehabbing his ankle surgery. It is unclear if he will be fully cleared by the start of training camp. If he is, which I don't think he'll be fully cleared, but if he is, I do think he enters camp as the favorite. But since he probably won't be, I think that opens the door for a Trapillo or an Amagaji. And this is an important one. If they can get above average left tackle play, and that's my goal, give me above average. This offensive line has a chance to be really good because the interior should be rock solid. I think Darnell Wright's got a chance to really enter a new level to his game with how much he emerged in year 2 at right tackle. So this is going to be important. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Who do you guys think will be the week 1 left tackle? Do you think it'll be Braxton Jones, Ozzie Trapillo, or Karan Amagaji? I think it's between Jones and Trapillo. If Jones is healthy fairly early in camp, I would lean that way. If he's not, if it takes him a while to get back, I think Trapillo could take this job, and I think that's who the Bears would like to see win this job. Give us your thoughts down below. All right, RB2 Role. Who's going to be that number 2 guy to pair with DeAndre Swift? I do think Roschon Johnson enters training camp as the first guy up to be that guy. They drafted him a couple years ago in the 4th round. He's got a physical downhill play style, but he's just been kind of underwhelming. You add Kyle Monungai to the mix. Ian Wheeler's kind of this mysterious wild card. I do think it's between Monungai and Johnson, and that is the question. Can Kyle Monungai unseat Roschon Johnson? Can he show enough in training camp with the pads on in these preseason games where he's just a better option? And I think ways he can do that is, can he be better in pass pro? Can he show he's a viable pass catcher in the passing game? Can he be at least as proficient between the tackles, if not more so? I don't know if he's quite as powerful as Roschon, but he has better contact balance, and I think he's got better vision as well. And Roschon Johnson was given this opportunity last year to be the clear number 2 guy with DeAndre Swift, and instead he really just became a 3rd, 4th and 1, and goal line merchant, right? Like, really good at executing on 3rd and 4th and 1, had 6 touchdowns, but did not show much burst at all, and he has a concussion in each of the past 2 years. Kyle Monungai in the Big Ten on a team that everybody knew was going to run the football consistently, so he faced 7- and 8-man boxes, had 2,500-plus rushing yards the last 2 years. And the biggest question for him, other than his non-elite athletic traits coming out of Rutgers, was, can he be a viable pass-catching threat? Well, in OTAs and minicamp, he showed the ability to do that. Now, could that change with the pads going on? Sure, it's a different animal. But I would like to see Monungai be the guy. If they're not going to go get someone, right? Like go trade for Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, whoever. Running backs become available all the time. So that is certainly an avenue they could still take. But if you ask me right now, Harrison, who would you like to see that's on the roster be the number 2 back with DeAndre Swift? I would say Kyle Monungai. I would guess Roschon will get that early crack unless Monungai just clearly dominates him in training camp, which maybe he'll do. We'll have to see what happens. I'd like to see Monungai get that role, though. Okay, linebacker 3 role. Ruben Hyppolite, who obviously was a 4th-round pick. It was a bit of a surprise on draft day, but as time has progressed, more and more evidence and reason has come to light to why they did that. Really good athletic profile, can run sideline to sideline, can cover a bit. You can bring him on blitzes. He can play downhill. He's just versatile, and he can play multiple different linebacker spots, and he got the opportunity to do that in training camp OTAs and minicamp when TJ Edwards missed some time. He got some snaps at will, which was a position he didn't play as much at Rutgers. And don't forget what Ben Johnson said about Ruben Hyppolite after minicamp. He said he's done a great job adjusting to the speed as we've gone through, and that's going to have to show up once we do get the pads on. But I think he's been improving every single day, and really, we're hoping that course continues. I think he's a pretty clear favorite entering camp to be that third guy. Number one, it's not a full-time starting role, so I don't think it's like some massive training camp battle compared to some of these other ones. Like, this isn't the starting left tackle. And number two, what about the other options really stands out? Noah Sewell entering year 3 hasn't shown much. He's shown less at his position than Roshan has shown at running back. Eamon Agbabamiga, he's a special teamer first. So I think if Hyppolite kind of hits the ground running and shows some good things early, they're going to kind of let him sink and swim and see what he can do early on for the Bears. And I think he would be that third guy to take over for that Jack Sanborn role. Get yourself a Bears short sleeve hoodie today. Look how navy this thing is in person compared to the photo here. It's actually even better looking. Matches the Bears colors more accurately once you get it shipped to you. 40% off. Insane deal. It was $55. Now it's $33. Short sleeve. You got the strings here as well. You got the hoodie on the back. If you want to pull that over the head, just like follows as I try to not knock over my headset here. Make that happen. Chatsports.com/Bears hoodie. I think I'm going to rock it like this the rest of the show because just shows a different look. But seriously, this thing is comfortable. It's kind of that athletic material you're looking for. 40% off. Get going today. All right. Defensive end. Who's going to be like that top rotation guy? Montez Sweat and Dio Adengbo are going to be your starters, barring something unforeseen. Obviously, Sweat is going to start. Adengbo is as well, unless he's just an embarrassment. I don't think that's going to be the case. Who's the third guy, though? The guy we heard about most during OTAs was Dominique Robinson. That feels like a tough sell because typically when the pads have gone on, he's been neutralized. But, maybe it works out this year. Who knows? Daniel Hardy had a big training camp in preseason last year. I don't know if he's a great scheme fit. Austin Booker, I think, is a decent scheme fit, but didn't hear much about him in the spring. So you need someone to emerge. Who is that going to be? And that's why I continue to say this is a position to watch out for an addition, whether it's a trade, like last year with Darrell Taylor, a small trade like that, bigger trade, whether it's a free agent like Zadarius Smith, I'm going to take this off now, or someone else. I don't know who it is, but if you ask me right now, the most likely addition to this roster, I would think it would be a pass rusher. So what say you? Do the Bears need to add an edge? Type Y for yes or type in for no. I think it's a pretty big need at this point. I think it's a top need on this roster. I feel more comfortable at running back than I do at edge. I'd be adding to this position. Okay, corner. I don't know how much of a true competition this is. Now, I do believe Ben Johnson when he's saying, hey, listen, everybody's going to earn their role, all that stuff. It sounds like coach speak, but I do think he's serious for the most part. But I do think Tyreek Stevenson enters training camp as like a clear favorite here. Like, he would almost have to lose it for someone else to be the guy. Now, Terrell Smith has shown good things before. I think Tyreek's skill set fits this press man coverage defense better than Terrell Smith's skill set. I think Smith can play some man. He did some at Minnesota, but I think he's better as his own corner. Zay Frazier, he's a wild card. Can he, as a fifth-round rookie, step in and challenge Reek and Smith? We'll see. That feels rich, but it's certainly a possibility. I do think Tyreek's going to be the guy. I think they want him to be the guy. I think they still believe in him. I think Al Harris is a guy who can get through to him, and we might do a full video on this, but he's one of 6 DBs that has 20-plus pass breakups and 5 or more interceptions since the start of 2023. I understand. He's been inconsistent as hell. He's given up a lot of completions. He's given up touchdowns. There's been maturity issues, but that is just a playmaking ability type of player that I don't want to quit on right now, and I think this scheme could really bring the best out of him. Okay, wide receiver 3 obviously is one to watch. Is it going to be Luther Burden? Is it going to be Olamide Zaccheaus? Burden's got a couple things working against him as we're filming this on Monday. Now, maybe when you watch this, he will have signed his rookie contract. So if he has, disregard that part of it. But as of now, he has not signed. There is a chance he could hold out along with Ozzie Trapillo and Shamar Turner, the other second-round picks, depending on if and when they sign. It's a league-wide issue right now for second-round picks. But also, he missed most of the early part of the summer with a soft tissue injury. So I think Olamide Zaccheaus actually enters training camp as the favorite to win that job. Now, I still have Burden on the depth chart as wide receiver 3 because they took him in the second round. You know, if he gets in there, gets to work, and performs, he's going to be that guy. But I think he's going to have to go earn that job. Like, they're not just going to give it to him. So it actually would not shock me at all if Zaccheaus ends up being wide receiver 3, at least to start the year. Do you guys agree with me? Disagree? Burden, Zaccheaus, who's it going to be? LB for Luther Burden, OZ for Olamide Zaccheaus. I think it could really go either way. This one feels more 50-50 than some of the other ones do. Okay, backup quarterback, Tyson Bagent, Case Keenum. I think right now Bagent's the backup, Keenum's the 3. Obviously, Austin Reed's the 4. He's not going to be the guy. But I think we all would agree we would like to see Tyson Bagent win this job. Why? Well, he's young. He's still a player that long-term I'd like to keep as a backup. I'm still intrigued by him. Whereas Case Keenum, I'm super pumped they brought him on board. They need that veteran presence. But ideally, he never plays. Ideally, he's there to hold the clipboard, help the young guys, be a good resource in the film room and on the sideline during games. But if you paid close attention to Detroit, they had a similar situation, right, where it was Hendon Hooker and Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater was the backup. Even last year when Bridgewater wasn't on the team, when they signed him late in the year or for the playoffs, he instantly became the backup over Hendon Hooker. It feels like Ben Johnson likes having a veteran be the backup quarterback. So I wouldn't be shocked if Keenum wins that job. There was a lot of chatter at OTAs that he looks pretty damn good in this offense, and that's no surprise. He's been around 15 years. He's played in a lot of different schemes. He's seen a lot of different things. Like it shouldn't shock anyone that he looked really good in OTAs and minicamp because he's been there. He's done that. Tyson and Caleb are still learning the offense, all that stuff. But I could see Case Keenum winning the QB2 job. And if you're saying Harrison, it doesn't really matter. It does, because if Caleb goes down for a month, who's playing? Is it Tyson or is it Case? So that is still a very important thing because I do think both are going to be on the team. So does that diminish the importance a touch? Yeah, certainly. But your quarterback's always one hit away from going down. So we do need to know who the backup is. Okay, last one is kicker, and I don't think this is really a competition. This would only happen, I think, if Cairo just had a really bad camp. And he's not going to, because Cairo Santos is a very accurate and very consistent kicker. Does he launch the ball? No. We know what his weakness is. He doesn't have the biggest leg. But when he's in range, he's about a 90% guy. So you feel comfortable with him when you trot him out there. Now, Jonathan Kim has a big leg, had a really good last season at Michigan State. I'm glad they brought in a UDFA big-legged kicker, because why not? You have 90 roster spots, 91 technically with the Torrey Taylor international exemption. Why not bring a guy in and just see what he can do? But I think Santos would almost have to get the yips to lose this job. So I do not expect that to happen. Okay, which training camp battle are you watching closest? I just went through 8 of them here on Chicago Bears Now. Let us know what you guys think. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate you for tuning in to this episode. We appreciate it very, very much. Hit that subscribe button and bear down.